So now I'm going to be showing you a useful tool that'll help you really get your drums to punch through the mix. And that's Multiband Sidechain. So I'm first going to give you a demonstration of how I multiband sidechain using the plugin Volume Shaper that's made by Cable Guys. And then I'll be moving towards just making your own multiband sidechain within Ableton using a couple different chains and a group processing. So let's give that a shot. So the next thing we're going to do is set up our multiband sidechain. And the way I do that is usually I commonly use Volume Shaper, which I find a very handy, useful tool. But I'm also going to later on show you how to make your own in Ableton out of just EQ and compressors. So first off, I'll show you Volume Shaper. So I'm going to open up a MIDI track, audio track, and group them together. And I'm going to throw to the top and call it sidechain. Delete that extra audio track I made. I'm going to set this to in. And I'm going to go grab Volume Shaper. So I put Volume Shaper on the group. Close that, and now I'm gonna set up my MIDI pattern for the sidechain. So all I have to do is set up the MIDI trigger, and that is our beat right there. So now I'm gonna take these and just organize a little bit, and I'm going to group these three, sorry. I'm gonna run this one through audio 3 and this one as well through audio 3. Now the next thing I need to do is open Volume Shaper, set this to beats one shot. Now we have a quarter note we can see right here. So I'm going to duplicate this, kick, freeze, and flatten. So now I can kind of see where the tail ends off. So I'm looking at this is a full quarter note right here. So about halfway through is where the sub frequency of the kick is gonna end, where I can bring up the sub. So go back to Volume Shaper. I'm gonna drag this bottom arrow here to create our multiband. And I'll bring it to about 160-ish. So if this is half a quarter note, I'm gonna right click these. What just happened there? Drag that down. So now let's hear what we have. I'll turn the synths off just for our sub bass, and we'll send that sub bass through audio 3. So with the drums and the sub bass. Oops, I have to set the MIDI as well to sidechain there. So now it'll automatically go through the signals going to our Volume Shaper. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is take our mid right here. Don't know why that keeps happening. And this one's going to go a little bit further back. I don't know why these points keep getting deleted. There. gonna turn off the top layer real quick and just hear our sub bass alone. Turn that back on, and now we're going to turn our groups on and unsolo everything. So basses, wonky basses. I'm going to delete that and sub. Sit back up here and call this drums. All right, so. So now we just need to do our top layer. So this can actually come back a tiny bit. And we can add one of these into Curve It. So now I'm going to pull this one back and we'll have a third band. And this one I'll make a little bit shorter. Cool, that sounds really good right there. So that is basically how I go about sidechaining. So now let's set up, and I'll show you how to just set up a chain if we'd rather do it this way. So I'm gonna go through here, put an EQ and a compressor, and now I'm going to sidechain. I'm gonna make a MIDI track and I'll turn it off. And I'm just gonna actually pull in this audio sample here of our kick. Turn snap off, turn warp, and we'll have just the punch of the kick right there. Now when we hear this, so I'll pull in the MIDI from up here. A bit loud there. So now we have our audio here. I'm going to group these. This will be volume, and this will be sidechain Ableton. All right, so now I'm going to take this and use audio 6, the freeze kick, turn this down. And I'm gonna adjust these values as I go. So let's group these. And we're gonna create a chain. Can I just duplicate those? Oh yeah, I can duplicate them, there we go. So this is gonna be our low, mid, high. So let's cut. Oops, let's switch this back around there. Put that to 150 or 170, so we'll be close to the same. Go into our mids. Close this to 170, sorry. This one to about there. And then this one will go above. So now we're just gonna pull through all these through audio 5. So now we have to take these down. And I'm going to put it that way. And I accidentally put that through the sidechain as well, so let's hear it with the drums. And yeah, that's pretty much how to set it up. Now there are other ways you can macro in and be able to change your frequencies really easily, but you can pretty much do that all through here and adjust values to your taste and what will work best for the sidechain. But yeah, as going on, I'm gonna put it back into the volume shaper for the next couple videos. And in the next video, we'll be looking at adding the cymbals, percussion, reverb swells, and synthesizing effects to fill like all the extra space and really nailing down that groove. So let's finish up the track pretty much in the next 2 videos here.